Thank you so much. First of all, let me start by saying I know it's first thing in the morning. I know that it's hard to get the energy going first thing in the morning, but this is a really, really important day for our whole system, and I hope for you as well. Let me tell you why. We have been going through, as you know, some challenging conversations in our board regarding where we need to go with our high schools. And some of you have been a part of that. You've heard about it. You may have been challenged by some of the things that we have been working on. But now's the time, in my opinion, where we can actually start thinking about the exciting pieces of this puzzle. And the reason why I think this is exciting is because I'm going to be asking you today, right here at Sir Winston Churchill, to give your ideas about what makes a high school great. What needs to happen in our high schools in order for you to be sure that you're getting exactly what you need? How is it that the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board should be listening to you, where you have a chance to say, this is what I want to have happen in high schools. This is what we maybe shouldn't be doing in high schools. This is what I think would make high schools the best place for every single student in Hamilton. That's our vision. And instead of a bunch of adults sitting around a table figuring out how to make high schools great, building on what is already great in our schools, because there is so many great things that are happening, but we know that if we listen to you, if you tell us what you think, we're going to have a better understanding. So the first part of this morning's conversation is going to be, what makes high schools great? The second thing, we hear over and over again from our students that we need to have choices in terms of what we study. We need to have choices in terms of how we study. Not everybody's the same. And you tell us all the time that if we pretend that everybody's the same, we might be helping some kids and not helping others. So the second part of this discussion is, what does it mean for us to give you choices? What do those choices look like? What do you want to study? How do you want to study? What's going to make you successful? That's the second part. The third part of this whole thing is connected to what we call our strategic directions. And I'm going to be really simple about our strategic directions because sometimes we use too many words. Our strategic directions say that achievement matters. We want you to learn. We want you to be successful. We want you to be able to go on after high school and do whatever you want to do. Achievement. The second thing we say is engagement matters. We want you to come to school and be happy when you're there. We want you to feel excited about walking through the front doors. That's engagement. And our last strategic direction in this board is equity matters. Equity means that we want to be sure that each and every student feels safe, cared for, respected, and honored for who you are and what you bring, because you're each amazing people. And that we know we got a long way to go. We understand that when I talk about these ideals, every school is a great school. Students having choice, what you learn and how you learn. Everyone achieving. Everybody wanting to be in school, and everybody feeling safe and cared for when you get there. That's what this is all about. Okay? So I just wanted to take a few minutes. This isn't about me talking. I'm done talking. I'll talk to you at the end after we get a sense of what you're going to tell us. But I asked for these forums to happen. You're the third of three. So we had a couple hundred kids at Sherwood last week, a couple hundred kids at Highland last week, and now we have you here at Sir Winston Churchill. So that's one opportunity. Those of you who actually were willing to come, and I'm so grateful that you're here. I am so grateful to your teachers for bringing you here. I am so very grateful to the team who is all around here that you'll get to meet that have planned these days, because I know that when I stand up and speak about our schools, I have to be sure that you are giving me the information and the experience that's going to help us do this. You have to do it, okay? Two last comments. Our student trustees are in the room. Sydney and Lexi, will you stand up, please? They're back here in the corner. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm going to ask them to walk around while you are engaged in all the activities, and their job is to be sure that your voice, your experience gets to the board table and even to the provincial table, because they go to meetings, and I believe, Lexi, you're actually on the board of the provincial student organization. And sometimes students say to me, how do we get our insights? How do we get our experiences? How do we get our voices out there so that it makes a difference? Well, one opportunity is today, because I'm going to be asking you to give us every piece of insight you've got. Another opportunity through our student trustees and through your own student senate representative. We hope that you can get your voice to the board level and to the provincial level. So we thank you so much for being here, and I'm sure you're going to be able to walk around and connect with people. And the last important thing for today, we need insights that we can really work with. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Sometimes when we've learned over the last 2 sessions, we're going to give you, as Mr. Pulley said, every opportunity to tell us what you think using whatever medium you like. Some of you like to talk. Some of you like to write. Some of you like to be in a discussion. Some of you like to use different media tools. All of those things are going to be explained to you. Of course, we've got Twitter that at the other 2 forums people really decided they wanted to use. But this is going to be my request to you. It's always easy to say something that might be funny. No problem with funny. But it also needs to be useful. So when you're making your comments, think about what you want us to hear and how it is you want us to act. And if you get really clear about that, then we're going to be able to use all your voices to make a difference. Because, just so you know what's going to happen, by February, all of the things that we learned here are going to be pulled together into some themes that I'm going to share back out with you. I'm also expected to bring those student themes to our board table, and Lexi and Sydney are going to help me do that. Because it is kind of odd that students speak and then the adult talks. You see what I mean? So at the board table, Sydney and Lexi are going to help us with that. And the other exciting thing that I understand is happening is we're keeping some of these sites, and I'm looking to Mr. Pulley to be sure I have this right, we're keeping some of these opportunities open so that your classmates back at school can also provide their insights. So this is pretty exciting as far as I'm concerned. Approximately 500-600 students in the forum. All kinds of opportunities for students back at school to participate in the forum. And then we have a vehicle to actually bring your voice to the public forum so that we can act on it. So, you're amazing to be here. I am so excited for the next couple of hours. Thank you so much, and as I said, I'll be back at the end. So thanks a lot. I hope you have a great time this morning.